Hello there everyone, it is TIJ and welcome to episode 29 of the Ashes Cricket Player Career Mode series with the England captain Joe Root. Today we continue our quest, not really a quest, but our journey with Yorkshire. Obviously last episode we started with Yorkshire. Bear in mind obviously we've been playing with England for the duration of the series so far, but last episode we started helping out our county team a little bit, who were really struggling in the T20 Grand Slam. Let's have a look, see if we can get to the standings for that. The T20 Slam, there we go, as you can see. We're in Tier 2 and we won the 4 of the 5 games actually that we played last episode. I think it was 5 games and yeah, we did quite well. But apart from that, obviously, we'd have been way down at the bottom. You know, way below Worcestershire. But today, as I understand what this competition is, I think we're doing the County Cup, which I understand is kind of like the Ashes equivalent of the county championship. I'm guessing it is anyway, because it's 2 divisions, and I'm guessing that, well, we're second in it at the moment, which is fantastic. We've won our last 5 games in the first class division. So if we can win these games today, well, it'll just be 1 game I think that we show today, then we can finish first in the division and then get promoted to Division 1. But after these 4 games, we're playing a 4-game stint against Middlesex, Northamptonshire, Leicestershire and Northamptonshire. But then after that, we do go to Sri Lanka for the Sri Lanka series. So I think these games, as much as a chance to help Yorkshire, it's definitely a chance to help our batting form, which has been, to be quite honest, shocking. That's the only way we could really describe it. If we have a look at our player in terms of the Manhattan graph, as you can see, we've done pretty dreadfully. I mean, the yellow one is when we, that's test matches. So in test matches, we got 120 in 1 innings against India. But I think that red one is a 1-day international score. No, it can't because it's a test match. I don't know then. Maybe that red score means it's over 50? Yeah, it's got to be over 50. So I think the start of the India Test series was roughly about, probably after that red marker. So we had a few decent scores, then we got that 120, and then after that we've had an absolute disaster. And then in the T20s, we just flopped. I mean, as you can see, the graph only goes up to 75, but I'm fairly sure we didn't get that red score. So that's the 4 games that we played last episode, and to be quite honest, we were pretty dreadful. So I'm guessing you can probably count on a few hands the amount of runs we've scored lately, which is quite dreadful. But a few weird things have happened with this series in terms of the fact that well, not this episode, obviously, but I recorded last week's episode, so the episodes that went out on Tuesday and Saturday last week, which obviously the Yorkshire and the last England-India Test match, they were recorded just before my internet went down. Now, I don't know if you guys watched any of my videos. Well, there's only the one video, and what happened is my internet just went down. So everything went a bit weird on the channel. I'll have to rectify that. But luckily, they were recorded in advance, so luckily those videos went to you guys. But I'll tell you what, in terms of this series, A, I'm really enjoying it. B, the response from you guys is fantastic. But C, I feel like we actually need to have a good batting performance today just to keep our place in any team. Never mind the England team, but if we flop again today, it might be a chance that we don't get into this team, the Yorkshire team. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about today about the England squad that's been announced for the Sri Lanka Test matches. So I'll go through the squad quickly now. We've got Joe Root, obviously ourselves, Moeen Ali, Anderson Bairstow, Rory Burns making his debut from Surrey, Stuart Broad, Josh Butler, Sam Curran, Joe Denley. He's amazingly only making his debut at the age of 33. He's only 1 year younger than Cook. Jennings keeps his place. Jack Leach, Ollie Pope, Rashid Stokes, Ollie Stone making his debut as well, and Chris Wokes. Now for me, there's a few, well, not blatant absences, but there are a few absences that I go, why aren't those in the team? I'm talking about the likes of David Milan. I'm talking about the likes of Gary Balance. I'm talking about the likes of Ollie Pope, who was given a little bit of a chance against India, but truly wasn't given that much of a chance. But look at some of them names in that squad. Paul Sterling, Nick Compton. Nick Compton, of course, played at number 3 for a while England tried to find number 3. We still haven't found one, really. Yeah, there was them. And then, who else is in there? Sam Robson. We're not talking about England, we're talking about the Middlesex team. Didn't Alistair Cook... no, it was Strauss who was a Middlesex player. Cook's an Essex... well, he's an Essex player, isn't he? Yeah. But anyway, it's a first-class game, this is. We'll talk a little bit about the England squad in a minute. I'm just going to introduce this first-class match first. We'll call it a test match. I know it's not really a test match because it's only a 4-day match, but we'll call it a test match. So for the start of the test match against Yorkshire, against Middlesex, we've got Paul Sterling and we have Nick Compton on the bat. Right, so we'll simulate forward a little bit till we get our first wicket, which actually they've got a decent partnership going, and Nick Compton's just fell 42 after he's been bowled LBW by Compton. Liam Plunkett now getting 6. Liam Plunkett now getting Sam Robson out for 6. Tell you what, Sterling's doing fantastically. Scott now gone. Sterling on 100. Gubbin's gone as well. Sterling could carry his bat here, you know. Morgan's now out for 20. Simpson's gone. Roland Jones. Patel. Finn. And I don't believe it. Well. They've got one wicket to play for. And Paul Sterling has had quite an absolutely fantastic innings here. Obviously, if it wasn't for Paul Sterling, it would be an absolutely abysmal test match score. But it looks like that Sterling's more than likely going to carry his bat. So fair play to him. But I feel like 285 is probably an achievable score that we can get. So I'm quite happy with that. So tactics. Let's go to wicket being taken. And Sterling carries his bat. Southey gone after a decent fight, to be fair. I don't know how many he got, but he must have got a few. But Paul Sterling carries his bat for 201 after 251 balls. We've got to be getting him out more cheaper. Well, in a cheap fashion in the next innings. Because if you look, the next player is Nick Compton on 42. And then there's some pretty mediocre scores from Morgan and Scott. But Sterling, as you can say, definitely carried that innings. Fisher providing the goods for us there. 119 runs and 5 wickets. So a 5-wicket haul for Fisher. Rashid picking up 2. Plunkett getting the 1 and Co getting 2. So really Fisher got the main wickets with the other 5 just scraping through and getting a few wickets. So here we go then. On the 84th over of this match at Headingley, our players do come out to start. Now we picked this squad. Jack Leenan and Cola Cadmore, after their very good attacking performance in the T20 Slam, have been picked for this because I just thought they did well and I feel like they should be given another chance. I've never heard of either of them saying that. I should have researched them up, and clearly they haven't been picked for the England squad in real life. But hopefully these two can prove me exactly right. We're batting at number 4, behind Balance. Leaning's gone for 20, and Balance has gone cheaply for 5. So our faith in Gary Balance might have been mistaken. He's only got 5, but to be fair, we can't really talk. Cola Cadmore doing very well though on 41 off 38 balls. Now we're just going to focus on this first ball first. Nice defensive shot, that'll do. We put Cola Cadmore back on strike. But in terms of the England squad, getting back onto the England squad, it is a real trouble now because obviously we've Cook retiring. We've not got the issue of just one England number 1 in terms of our openers, because we've obviously got Keaton Jennings, who's, as you guys probably gather, not my favourite player. He's just not very good. He doesn't fill me with confidence when he goes out on the pitch. But then again, we've had a lot of players who have come in since the retirement of Strauss. We've had Mark Stoneman, we've had Alex Hales. Hales had a bit of a long run and then all of a sudden just went out the team. Which seems a bit daft considering he's done quite well in the T20. So I'll tell you what, that looks quite like Toby Roland Jones, wherever he is. Yeah, that does look quite like him, fair enough. Good stuff. Right, let's see if we can attack this ball. Good stuff, that'll do. Just a single, I think, but we're off the mark. Now we're going to go for 2. But we're off the mark, which is all good. Great stuff. 69 for 2 after 14 overs. Very good run rate from these guys. Nearly 5, not going to complain. We've obviously had Mark Stone, we've had Ben Duckett, we've experimented with Ali, I think, at one point. And who else have we had? We've had Hamid, we've had Adam Live. Christ, Adam Live, Jesus. We've had a lot of batsmen, and it looks like Rory Burns is the new solution. Now, he's doing particularly well in county cricket, so fair enough, give him a chance. But I just do feel like these days that the gap between county cricket and international cricket is so massive that some of these players, the likes of Jennings, really, the last player who came through, in terms of batting standpoints, as a youngster, and we all went, wow, was this man Joe Root? Is there really anybody else? I can't think of anyone. We've got Root, Bairstow, Stokes, but Root's the last one to come through and we go, wow. And that was a long time ago now. So we've just got to hope. I mean, we've got a brilliant bowler in Sam Curran. There's no doubt about that. I think, is he only 20? But he's doing particularly well. He's certainly bowled very well in the India Test Series. Taking out Kohli a few times. Just no mean feat. But I don't know. I don't know what to think of this Burns. Jennings keeps his place. So Jennings is going to be the opening bat, it looks like, with Burns. But I don't know what to make of Joe Denley being picked. I think he's an opening bat. That was just off the, not the glove. I think just off the shoulder there. But I don't quite know what to think. Again, Ollie Pope's not been picked, which seems a bit odd because he did do decently, and it seems like even though there's not a wealth of options, we just keep picking players, and then they just keep getting dropped so quickly, and that's a lovely shot, goes straight to the boundary, and we might, you know, just actually have a decent innings here. We've got to 10, which, to be fair, considering our latest scores, is absolutely tremendous to get to 10, to get to double figures. But we've had a good score. It looks like this is a batting pitch, definitely. There's no question about that. 7 so far this over. That's not the best bat, but we'll go with it. We'll go for 2 because I think we can get it. The field seems to be a little bit lazy off them because there's been a few singles that we could have really gone for 2 and we have there. So that's good to see. 83 off 2, 83 for 2, then off 15 and a half overs. In comes Patel again, we're just going to defend that one. Good stuff. Nice defensive shot. But it should be an interesting tour over in Sri Lanka actually, because we've done quite well at home. I mean, some players haven't played particularly well, but to go and beat India, apparently the best test side in the world, okay, fair enough, they're away from home. But to go and beat them 4-1 is a pretty good, you know, a pretty good summer. And after our terrible winter, there's no doubt about that, you know, our terrible winter against Australia. But I don't know how we're going to get on against Sri Lanka. I don't know the last away series we won. I'm not quite sure. But if we look in terms of, sorry, if we look in terms of how we've done on Ashes cricket, going away from the real life stuff at the moment, in fact, we're in an even worse position because the last time we won a series was that series against New Zealand, I think. Ooh, Kohler Cadmore could be out here. It's going to be third umpire. Is he going to be out? I think he's just about safe, but I can't quite tell. Is he safe? Oh, I don't know. It's close. I'll give him that. Is he in or not? He's not. Oh, dear. We've chucked out one of our own batsmen, Kohler Cadmore, there. That wasn't the best way to start the innings. And in comes Sean Marsh, the Aussie. Deary me. But now we're in a worse position in Ashes cricket, because if you think about it, we've lost the India series, which we didn't do in real life. We drew the Pakistan series, didn't we? 1-1. I think we didn't get battered, actually, in Australia. Did we lose it 3-2? I think we did, because I think we won the first test match, actually. I can't quite remember. But the problem on Ashes cricket, if we can't change the team, then I don't know what we're supposed to do, because there's a lot of players in that team. For example, Mark Stoneman just doesn't impress. Craig Overton's a player in there that it just seems a bit daft for him to be in there. So, a bit of new blood potentially could make things a little bit better. But let's focus on this first class match at the moment, shall we? We're doing quite well actually, ticking over quite well, which is good to see. Oh dear, I just jinxed ourselves. Well done. Oh, what a fool. What a fool. We've gone for 19 off 18 balls. I said we were ticking over quite well. We went for a ball that we shouldn't have gone for. And we're now out and we're 92 for 4, which isn't the best way to start this first innings against Middlesex. Oh dear. Just a nick off the bat. And in comes Hanscom now. So it's going to be an Aussie partnership. Which I can't speak. Which should take our innings to new heights. But it certainly doesn't. 52 after 2 of them. Bairstow saved our innings a little bit with 57. But we are all out for 200 and something. What's it going to be? 239 compared to their 347. So, oh dear, we're quite a way behind. But Bairstow on 57, a good innings from him, but nowhere near that 201 for Sterling. I think if they win the match, it's got to be Paul Sterling that wins the match for them. But hopefully they have a bit of a collapse now. It's only day two, the middle of day 2, which seems ridiculous. But Sterling's had another great innings again. He's gone for 103 now, but again, a brilliant innings. And they've had another good innings here, you know. Luckily, though, time is on our side. We've got a day and a half to get it back. But they've, again, got a good 300-plus score. 354. So what do we need now? Sort of about 500 to win? How many do we need? It looks a bit overcast as well, which is a bit worrying. But I think we've got time on our side, which is fine. How many do we need to win? Match summary. So I got 463 we need to win. That seems achievable if we don't muck it up. Ooh. He's leading on first ball. No, not interested. That's interesting. Well, hopefully these two can have a good partnership, and we do well as well. Got a decent partnership going. Actually, that was a decent partnership, 88. And Balance is still in for 19. Leaning got 66, Cola Cadmore got 43. And we now come in with Gary Balance. And to be fair, we're in a much better position than we were when we come in the first inning, so I'm happy about that. Good shot. Just a single, though. If ourselves and Balance can both get a 50 here, I reckon the balance is with us. Which is good. Very good. Need just over 300 runs, though, to win this match. And I have to say, after us... Well, to be fair, we've got Marsh and Hanscom, but do they have the ability? No, we're just going to go for a single there, because we saw what happened the last time we tried to go for a risky 2. We don't want to lose another wicket here, really, after our openers have just gone. Again, Balance still in. 36 off 37. It looks a little bit overcast. 38 overs left today. So, according to the run rate, we should get... Let's work this out. 438, so around about 150 runs. So if we can get to the end of the day with 300, that's, well, it's very good. If we can get to the end of the day with 300, then that leaves around 100, so about 165 for the final day. But to be fair, we can get more than that. But let's just focus on staying in at the moment. We've only got 3 runs, so, you know, we can't go too mad. Lovely shot. Just pings off the bottom of the bat, bounces and trickles a little bit across the field. But it's gone straight to the boundary. That's exactly what we needed in this innings. It'd be brilliant though, wouldn't it, if we could pick our squad for England. I don't know why we can't, because we can pick the squad for Yorkshire, it seems. But then we can't field. Oh, that was close. That was silly again. Yeah, we can pick the squad, but we can't, like, change the fields and the batting order. Whereas for England, we can't pick the squad, but we can change the fields and the batting order. So I don't quite get what's happening there. Plus, we don't do the toss for Yorkshire. So it seems like we're kind of like a mini captain for both teams. It doesn't quite seem right. And that again. Oh, dear. Silly shot. We do play some fantastic cricket sometimes. But then other times, I just make some stupid mistakes. Good defending there. Gary Balance there back on strike. How many can we get before we get out? Oh, Stephen Finn. Blimey, that's a blast from the past. I think confidence has got to be a thing, though, in this game. Because it can't just be me that's batting badly. I feel like we've had a lot of bad scores, and the pressure might be getting to us in terms of our play. I don't quite know how it works in terms of player mentality on this game. Whether it is that complicated or whether I'm just making it up, but I don't quite know. But again, we're in double figures, which is a brilliant thing for us to be at. Oh, dear. That's a lot when you celebrate and getting in double figures, isn't it? That's a decent shot. Not the best, though. That's a risky 2, but we're going to get there fine. And he's thrown it, actually, to the right end. Yeah, it's the right end, that is, because we were going to get back quicker. So fair play to them. In comes Patel. It's not Samik Patel. Don't quite know who this is. But he's a spinner anyway. Lovely shot. It's a Yorker, so it didn't bounce. A full toss. And that one, again, has gone straight to the boundary. That's 7 off this over. And with these sort of overs, we are definitely increasing the run rate. And also, obviously, increasing our partnership with Balance, our score, and with it, Balance's score as well. That's a nice shot again. Won't go to the boundary, but I reckon we can get 2. Balance needs to be quick now. No, but we're alright. We're fine. Again, if we keep chipping away, then we increase our own confidence. Increase the score. It's just a win-win. But then we don't want to be going for 6s all the time, because then we can quite easily get out. And these sort of shots, you may as well just defend, because you're not going to get anything out of them. It is fair to say that the standard isn't as good as Test match cricket in terms of international cricket, but it's still a very good standard, even though we're in the 2nd division. At the end of the day, look at some of these players. We've got Gary Balance, ex-England. Liam Plunkett, ex-England. Rashid, England player. Stephen Finn, ex-England player. Sean Marsh and Hanscom are ex-Australia players. I don't know if they still play for Australia, actually. Owen Morgan, England one-day international captain. Obviously, ourselves are the Test captain. So there's some very good players just in these 2 teams. Never mind the whole division. So yeah, lovely, great shot. Just sometimes you time it well and it comes out brilliantly, and that should be a boundary, but I don't think it will be. They've got to it, fair enough, and it's just going to be, well, I'll say just 3, but that's still a good score to be going for there, 3. And we've faced 950 deliveries in our quest to get to 1300 in terms of our personal targets. That's not overall, that's just since that kind of objective started. Would be good if we can face another 50 deliveries today. That'd be brilliant. That puts it up to 1,000. 173 though for 2. That's brilliant. I'm just going to turn the commentary up just a tad. Hopefully that shouldn't interfere with any echo or anything like that. But we started well. 22 off 16. Gary Balance 42 off 51 balls. And this partnership could go very nicely. Good shot. It's gone straight to the fielder though, unfortunately. Because there is a fielder there. But that went very quickly off the bat. I just felt the speed of that. And for a spinner, 56 mile an hour is quite quick. Ground's packed out for this third day. In comes Roland Jones. A player that, again, has just been lost from the Test cricket scene. He made a really good start. When did he play? When did he play? It was last year at some point. Was it the South Africa series? I think it might have been the South Africa series. And he took a lot of big wickets. And I just hope Sam Curran doesn't go down. I mean, Roland Jad's had a bit of an injury. He was out for a while. And then all of a sudden, he's just out of the picture. So I hope the same doesn't happen with Sam Curran. Because he's been doing very well. And if all of a sudden he has a bit of a rubbish series away from home. At the end of the day, who else is there? That's what you've got to ask. Who else is there to replace these players? Because all you're doing is getting more experience. That was dangerous. We're going to go for 2 though there. We should get it. Okay, come on, let's get back. Yeah, we're back. That's good. That's fine. 27 off 20 balls then. We scored 1,800 runs again. Not in total, but in terms of our quest or our objective, if you like. Oh, that's another edge, and I bet Finn's so annoyed now because off 2 balls that he could have potentially got us out, we've scored 6 off. Was a good shot though, even though it was just an edge. But if there was a fielder there, we would have been out. That's better timing, that's lovely, but it goes straight to that field. But they've got a good field setup actually here. Because in terms of our offside, which is the side we want to play on, where the bat is, we're struggling a little bit. Because there's a little gap there, but that requires a bit of movement from ourselves. But our immediate shot, which is just down the line, is kind of altered a little bit by those 2 fielders there. Didn't really have much to do in that over, to be honest, just the 1 ball. And Gary Balance now back on stride. Can he get to his 50? Just 48 now. Bear in mind, our target is 463. We're 190 for 2 after 41 overs. We do have time, though. There's still another day. There's still at least another about 90 overs to get to that total. So, I don't think we'll be in for all of that time. I very much doubt it. I very much doubt this partnership will last that long. And it hasn't, because Gary Balance is out for 48. I feel like we've just jinxed it today. But we're in with Sean Marsh. In comes Paul Sterling. Blimey. The opening bat. Tell you what, if he takes our wicket, he's got to be man of the match. And he's actually took 1 wicket so far. So he must be an all-rounder. I've never heard of him personally. Marsh been caught as well. 4 off 7. Oh dear. This means that we've got to stay in. There's no choice. Good shot. Just a single. But they took 2 quick wickets. And 2 big players, to be fair. And if Hanscom goes, we've got Johnny Bairstow, I think, and that's it, really. But can Hanscom, ourselves, and Bairstow get over 200? Because I don't see any of the other 4 getting it. But Balance and Marsh has gone at the wrong time, and Stephen Finn doing very well there to get both of their wickets. In he comes again. Can he make it 3? Let's not jinx it. Another single. Yes, please. So 4 off the over. He's took a wicket, so mixed over for them. Definitely a good over, though. Took 2 quick wickets, and we're in again with Paul Sterling. Hopefully we get to our 50, then we will end this episode. We'll either end it when we get out or when we get to 50. So hopefully that shouldn't last too much longer. That's a bit of a weird defensive shot, actually. Because it was a little bit of an edge. A slow edge, granted, but a little bit of an edge, and it flickered to the right a little bit. And now Morgan's doing his Zumba class, it seems. Apologies for my Facebook going off. That's a lovely shot. Sometimes you can just get the spinners right. If you time it just right, every time it'll do this. Bounce, clip off the bat, and it just bounces down the line. Whether it's a slow outfield or whether it's a quick outfield. You can do that in any field if you get it just right. And with that 4, that means there's not so much pressure to get runs in the rest of the over. I know theoretically you can have loads of maidens. It doesn't really matter too much. We do defend again. Do we go for 2? Yeah, we're going to go for 2. That's a bit of a risk, but we've done it. So from a weird, very weird edge, a defensive edge, we've got 2. I never really expected that. Good, very good run rate though so far. Again, good shot. That's going to go straight to the boundary. Seems like they've got a bit of an aggressive field setting going on now. Maybe they want to take another wicket. Because we've got past them fielders there. As you can see, Gubbins and Scott at deep mid-off and cover. There's quite a nice gap. And there's Soviet short leg having his Zumba class. And then there's how many slips? Just 1? That's interesting because if we make an edge, then Morgan's got to be pretty lucky to get to it. Nice shot again. That's just going to be a single. And we move on to 46 off 32 balls. And this could be our first 50 for a long time. Since that 100, obviously. Against India. Can we get to it this ball? It doesn't really matter if we don't. But let's try and get to it this over. Let's not be silly, though, and try and risk our wicket for it. That's a lovely shot. But again, they've got a good fielding system out there, it seems, with Finn. The spinning field system is a little bit dodgy. You know, we can exploit that a little bit more. But Hanscom, 10 off 10. He's done quite well there. We need somebody to build a partnership with, whether it's Hanscom, whether it's Johnny Bairstow, or whether we don't build a partnership at all. We would like to, though. 220 off for 4. Just need the 1 there to get our 50. Sterling again. Lovely shot. Can we round out the 50 with a 4? I think we will. It's a fast outfield here, and there we go. What a weight off our shoulders. That is our first 50 playing for Yorkshire, and our first 50 since that 113 in the India Test Series. What a fantastic achievement that is. Can we go and get 100 just to get some more confidence back in us, and then hopefully we'll be very much the leading player in this Yorkshire squad for the next few matches. So that's where we're going to end today's video, folks. So as just a quick summary, in the next video we will try and get to 237 runs more. So we need 463 in total to beat Middlesex in this first class match. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I've been TIJ, and I'll see you guys on Saturday for the conclusion of this test match. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.